Here are 10 new Mac games from August to October 2024. Number 1, we have Hades 2. Finally, Mac gamers can play Hades 2, the amazing sequel to the first amazing game. Supergiant Games brought Mac support in the game's first major update, Olympic Update. The Mac performance of this one is exceptional. Although this is to be expected, the game isn't really that demanding to begin with. I can get, 4K 60 FPS on an M1 MacBook Pro, which is pretty cool. This is still the same roguelike dungeon crawler experience that we all loved so much in the original, but this one comes with so much new stuff. New gods and characters from Greek myth, new weapons, combat abilities and magic system, a whole new hub world with new systems, tools, lots of resource gathering, mini games, outfits, an expanded companion system, more environments and enemy types, and it just keeps going on and on and on. I can already see this being on my top 10 Mac game list of 2024. It's very well done, and when I play it, it makes me feel very happy. Hades 2 is available for Mac via Early Access on Steam and the Epic Games Store. The game is only supported on Macs with an M1 chip or later. Number 2 is Frostpunk 2. Frostpunk 2 is set 30 years after the original game and puts you in charge of New London, one of the last bastions of civilization, in an alternate 1900s gripped by a global ice age. Players can now construct entire districts instead of individual buildings. Time passes in days and weeks rather than minutes and hours too. Untethered from the original game's central hub, you can now build a sprawling, snowy metropolis stretching for miles along the edge of a deep glacier gorge. Unlike the first game, this one is native on Apple Silicon Macs and supports TSR and Metal effects for upscaling, and it now runs on Metal 3. There are some comments from gamers saying that the UI or UX makes the experience an uninspired slog compared to the original, and some of the charm from the first game isn't here. I haven't played enough of the game to agree with that, and I don't really care about the UI. Plus, for Mac gamers, some are reporting crashes around mid-game and some sound issues, although a hotfix recently released to fix these issues. I haven't played enough to see if these issues are still happening. Frostpunk 2 is available for Mac via the App Store and Steam. The game is only supported on a Mac with an M1 chip or later. Number 3, we have Neva. From the creators of Grizz comes their next atmospheric adventure platformer, Neva. In Neva, you follow the story of Alba, a young woman bound to a curious wolf cub following a traumatic encounter with dark forces. Over time, their relationship will evolve as they learn to work together. The wolf will grow from a rebellious cute little cub that I just want to cuddle in my arms to an imposing adult seeking to forge her own identity. This one has gorgeous art throughout. Literally, I can't help but just stop and appreciate the backdrops here. Like, oh, whoa, it is beautiful. You might even be tempted to take a screenshot or 2 or 50 like me. The combat is pretty simple here. It's not that difficult, but it's satisfactory. However, you'll more be playing this one for the story. The game is all about the story. You're going to get lost into it and you might cry. And if you do cry, I will give you a virtual hug. Neva is available for Mac via Steam. It should be supported on the following Macs. Number 4 is Drive Rally. Finally, if you enjoy playing racing games on Mac, you have something else now apart from Grid Legends. Drive Rally is an arcade-inspired rally driving experience set in the golden racing era of the 90s. Grab a co-driver and then burn some rubber on iconic race-winning cars across a variety of terrains and some of the most iconic rallying locations in the world. You can go into championship or try out a quick race. Now, what is kind of cool is that the game has racing wheel support on Mac, although it's rather buggy. I found to get the game to detect it better, first I have to launch Grid Legends or any racing title by Feral that supports wheels, then I go back to Drive Rally and the wheel support now works. You then might need to adjust the inputs for the pedals and settings. There is no force feedback and driving manual doesn't work, which is a shame, but it's still pretty fun. Drive Rally is available for Mac via Early Access on Steam and GOG. Please see a list of supported Mac models. Number 5, we have Mafia 3. You might be saying, Mafia 3? What the heck are you doing, Mr. Mac, right? It's not a new game, you goober. It came out for Mac way back in 2017. I know. Just relax. Just relax, everyone. Take a breathe. Have a cup of coffee. Recently, in the new macOS Sequoia update, Mafia 3 is now fully playable on M Series Macs, thanks to Rosetta 2 AVX support. So I imagine many of you have never actually played this game on your Mac if you have an M Series Mac. If you're going to get it, just note the game is rather demanding. On my M1 MacBook Pro, it hits 30 FPS at 900p medium, or on my M3 Max MacBook Pro, it can reach 1440p high and up to 60 FPS. Just note, current gen controllers don't seem to be supported. The Mac App Store version is not supported in macOS Sequoia either. You need to download the game from Steam, which is the newer definitive edition. While the game now runs on every M Series Mac, I would suggest playing it on one of the following for the best performance. Number 6 is Farewell North. Restore colour to the Scottish Isles of Farewell North, an atmospheric journey where you play as a border collie on an adventure with your human. Explore, land and sea, uncover hidden paths, and free wildlife to bring colour back to her world, while revealing an emotional story about saying farewell. The game deals with the loss of loved ones. The game also involves a great deal of puzzle solving. It's based on perspective and colouring to reveal hidden objects and paths in the environment. The puzzles are not too difficult though, and overall the game is pretty easy to follow along. I will say, like Neva, this is a very emotionally driven game. I suggest giving it a try. I found it can be quite a healing game. I really relate to this game too because me and my border collies, we lost someone very close to us recently, and there's an unlisted video in the video description if you want to see it, but I really miss Mr. Thong. Anyway, Farewell North is available for Mac via Steam and GOG. It should be supported on a wide range of Macs. Number 7, we have Darkest Dungeon 2. Back in August, Red Hook Studios brought Darkest Dungeon 2 to Mac. Darkest Dungeon 2 is a roguelike road trip of the damned. Form a party, equip your stagecoach, and set off across the decaying landscape on a last gasp quest to avert the apocalypse. The greatest dangers you face, however, may come from within. Ooh, what does it all mean? Enjoy turn-based combat that has been improved and altered from the original game. The all-new token system helps to make your decisions more impactful too. Enjoy heaps of heroes with new skills, paths, items, and more, and they can have relationships now. Explore 5 distinct regions, each with their own creatures and challenges as well. Darkest Dungeon 2 is available for Mac via Steam, the Epic Games Store, and GOG. It should be supported on a wide range of Macs. Number 8 is Thank Goodness You're Here. Thank Goodness You're Here is a comedy slapformer. It is set in the northern English town of Barnsworth. You play as a travelling salesman, and you can take the time to see the sights and meet the locals, who are very eager to give you a series of increasingly odd jobs. The biggest downside to this game is that it will only take you a few hours to complete. But the whole experience is definitely worth it. My reaction when I first started playing the game was, what on earth is this? But I came to realize it's brilliant humor.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
It's British comedy at its best. Some of the jokes might be culturally dependent, but I still found it very funny as an Australian. Thank Goodness You're Here is available for Mac via the App Store and Steam. It should be supported on a wide range of Macs. Number 9 is Thronefall. Here we have a minimalist game about building and defending your little kingdom, Thronefall. For Grizzly Games, they said they have stripped a classic strategy game from all unnecessary complexity, combining it with some hack and slay. Build up your base during the day and defend it at night. You will need to weigh up between economy and defense, so you make decisions like, do you need more archers? Do you need thicker walls? Do you need another mill? Or something like, will you use a longbow? Or maybe you'll charge your horse at enemies to keep them at bay. I really like the animations in Thronefall. They are simplistic, yes, but that adds a certain charm to the game. The idea behind the game is easy enough to wrap your head around, but don't be fooled. While the concept is easy enough to grasp, that doesn't mean it's actually easy to breeze through the game. Thronefall is available for Mac via Steam. It should be supported on the following Macs. Number 10, we have Arco. Arco is a Mesoamerican fantasy RPG, where each fight is a handcrafted bullet hellish maelstrom that you must solve through clever use of your skills, items, and environments. While exploring the world, your narrative choices affect whether the combat skews more towards turn-based or maybe real-time. There are 200 plus locations, 50 plus enemies, 100 plus items, 100 plus skills, and llamas. It's a very underrated game, and I can't recommend it more to you, the viewer. The art style alone should be enough to draw you in. It did for me anyway. Arco is available for Mac via the App Store and Steam. There is a demo of the game on Steam too. It should be supported on a wide range of Macs. Here are some bonus games. Drover Forsaken Kin is an action RPG that marries the dark, grim tones of its genre with the mysticism of Celtic mythology. While We Wait Here is a kitchen management game with dialogue choices and multiple endings. Shogun Showdown is a turn-based combat game with roguelike and deck-building elements. So, what do you think of these new Mac games from August to October 2024? Are you impressed or utterly disappointed? Let me know in the comments. While there have been many developments with running Windows games on Mac this year, and Andrew Tsai is great at covering that, I prefer to cover native games on this channel, and I hope that is okay with you guys. For me, it's much more important to talk about the native Mac ports, even the smaller indie releases, like the ones in this episode. I think that is better for showing developers that we want native ports. I hope this video was useful to some of you anyway. So yeah, my name is Stewie. Thanks for watching.